I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. All right. Do we have anybody out here that has comments on the agenda? Public comments on the agenda? No. Okay. At this point, I would take a motion to approve the minutes from not only the regular meeting last month, but also the two special meetings.
I move that we accept the regular meeting minutes of July 6, 2026, and the two special meetings held on July 9, 2026 is presented.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next, journal voucher report.
I'll move that we accept the journal voucher report as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. We accept the journal voucher report as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, move on to the treasury report, and we will take a motion as long as everybody's went over the treasury report and can agree with what they see. Take a motion on that, please.
I'll move that we accept the treasurer's report as presented.
A second, please.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we accept the treasury report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We move on to claims and payroll for the very same thing, please.
I'll move that we accept claims and payroll as presented.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded that we accept claims and payroll as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So we move on to judge's report, and unfortunately we do not have one. We had two last month. So we can expect probably two next month, so we'll get a bonus. Let's move on to, of course, the most special thing of the evening, which would be the mayor's report. All right. First off, it would be the digital speed readers, and I would hope that everybody has noticed them on the east and west end of town at the 25-mile-an-hour zone. I think they're going to be a big deal to help slow people down, at least let them know that they're going too fast. So far, I've had a lot of people commenting on it, and they've noticeably perceived that people are slowing down. What do you say, Nate?
I'd say it's certainly slowed people down.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's working really well.
There you go, from the professional right there. Thanks, Nate. All right, this last month we took care of pretty much all the road cuts that we've had around town now for 2.5 years. The guys got out there, got busy, got those capped, and a lot better off than when we were before. The one that we just put in over there on Central, unfortunately that cut anyway, we haven't fixed that yet. But if you look closely at that section of road, which was just topped, not that many years ago, but it has fallen apart, and from them digging that up, it's because underneath there's a lot of sand. So back in the day when that was put in, they never had a decent road base. So that whole section of road is in trouble. Nothing we can do about that right now. But we will be getting that capped probably in the next week or two. They put good material down in there. They got it tamped in good with a whacker packer and really put in a lot of hard work to get that down so we can get that capped. And hopefully we can get some material, something to seal that up, at least to give us some time, because it's really alligatored. The new well, they were out there today, had high hopes of getting that up, running, and connected into the system and running today, but came just a little bit short of that. Well's fine, it's pumped just fine, but there's the chlorine analyzer was having some problems, and then there's a return pump, and it's a small pump with a small line. It was running continuously, and they didn't really think that should be running all the time. So they're going back, talking to the engineers, because the engineer with Morrison Merrily that was going through that process back in the day, Aaron, he is no longer with them, so they're trying to get themselves up to speed and with the contractor and try to get everything figured out, so it might take them a few more days to dot their i's and cross their t's and make sure those two things are where they want them. But otherwise, it's looking really good to get done. And then the last thing on my list is that we pumped 8,461,000 gallons. We sold 5,820,175 with a loss of 31%, which seems to be a recurring number. 31, 31, 31. In that 31, baked into that is that, of course, none of the watering that the city does is metered. So that's part of the 31, and the pool is part of the 31. Whatever else is left over, I'm not real sure, but we won't get a real figure per se until, say, late September, October, when everybody's done watering and pool's no longer functioning. All right. On to officer reports. We don't have the fire department here, and I don't have anything from Tony. Police department. Nate, do you have?
Yeah, I don't have a report. Ryan didn't print anything up, I don't think, so if he does, it'll probably be presented next month.
Okay.
I will just say it has been really busy. We're miles ahead of both the Thompson Falls Police Department and the Hot Springs Police Department as far as reports go, calls for service, that kind of thing. And then another big thing is traffic. A lot of vehicles come through here. Highway 200 is a very popular highway to use. I think this blinking speed signs on each end of town was a really good idea, and I think that it's really worked so far. The other night I had somebody coming through town in the 25-mile-an-hour zone by Town Pump going 70 miles an hour. So I definitely think that sitting there blinking, getting people's attention, I think it's worked so far. So.
Well, a few months ago when I talked to DOT about moving the signs back up on the highway there, and they only allowed us 500 feet, but they said in order to get that done, putting back where we wanted to, you would have to do all kinds of traffic studies and all kinds of stuff. And their suggestion was get some signs.
Yeah.
Blinking signs, they said they help. They're very good at slowing people down. So that's our hope. All right. Public Works Department, and I don't see anybody here from Public Works. But I have mentioned a couple of things in the mirror report about what's going on there. Library, Nikki is not here. She is on vacation. Basically, in her community event, she talked about the pool party that they had earlier this month. Talked about the Science and Art Fair, which was a success. Some changes in the kids area. But they just have a lot of things that they're trying through the summer reading programs, a lot of fun stuff, trying to get people excited about the library, kids going. All right. So, unfinished business, none. New business, contract with Montana League of Cities and Towns for the AFR. Has everybody read that? There we go. I don't think you really want me to read all this.
No.
It's 4 pages, but this is an agreement that we have with the Montana League of Cities and Towns. We get a new agreement with them every year. It pretty much reads pretty much the same. They basically take care of us, basically the towns and cities across the state, and help with information and help us get through some tough spots when we need it. So this would be the agreement going for the next year. I don't know if you guys have read it over or not, but we would need a motion to approve the New Year's agreement.
Moved.
And we need a second,
Second.
and we need a polling, please.
Okay. Chad,
Yes.
Bonnie,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Lyle,
Yes.
All right, that's passed, and we move on to committee reports. Administration Committee, budget meeting minutes.
Why are you looking at me?
Oh, because you are the clerk and you kind of take care of that.
So far we've gotten pretty much through the expenditure part of the budget. The numbers that we get right now in our packets today will help us finalize those numbers so we can kind of see where things are gonna go. We are gonna get started, don't you dare, we're gonna get started on the on the revenue side of the budget. I do have some numbers, so with any luck, we can hopefully get that done and go in here real soon and get it passed at the September meeting.
And we don't even know how much money we're gonna get until, say, September.
I have some numbers though.
Good.
Not all of them, but I do have some numbers.
All right, Public Works Committee, that'd be Chad.
So Public Works Committee met on, well, it would have been the third Friday, so whatever day that is in July, since it's covered up, I don't see it, July 17th. We talked about a number of things which is outlined in your packets, the most significant thing being the siding at the fire hall. We asked our contractor, Aaron, who was working on that project over there, what it would cost to side the whole building, and he gave us a figure of around $60,000, and we have decided to move forward with that and side that whole building while they're doing that addition. So that's the most significant thing that we discussed.
We were already planning on painting and seeing what the contract price would be for painting, which would be less, but in the end it would be more. Unfortunately, that building, which is the whole building, is not just the fire hall, it's the Public Works Department, it's everything that we're looking at in the scope. And the Public Works side of it hasn't been touched in probably 25, 30 years. And at the risk of having the building fall down around our ears, we're gonna have the contractor take, the outside stuff, that some of it's rotten, some of it's broken, whatever, and get that off, and get fresh stuff up there and metal all the way around. And that way we're not gonna have to worry about doing anything with that outside anymore. It would cover the outside of the building, the soffits, everything but those great big barn doors, which are solid as rock. I mean, they'll outlive the building.
It makes no sense to side part of it and then let the rest of it dilapidate.
Correct. Well, basically the plan was in the bid originally for the firehouse was for T111 around the fire hall part, which of course would not match anything. So you would have this section back there is T111 and none of the rest of the building would match up to it. And all of it is struggling to stay viable. This at least will preserve the building, but it'll also match up to the pole barn that we put up 3 years ago. And at least it'll look like we're taking care of our infrastructure. Parks and Rec Committee. Rebecca Ann.
Learned that today.
I did.
We've been busy this past month. And I just drew a blank. Anyway, Splash and Bash last Saturday was a wonderful success. Thank you, Lyle, for coming out with your crew. Were you at the water gun fight?
I was on the shift that day.
Oh.
That was Schwal's, probably Schwal and Rob's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob was there.
Oh.
And Jason Aldean was there.
Right. We had, this year we added to the Splash and Bash, first responders versus kids water gun fight, and it was a success. Kids had fun, they got soaked, and I think the first responders had more fun than the kids a little bit. I think they ended up playing capture the flag and a few games with the kids. It was good to see them out there having fun. We ended up raising a little over $15,000 this year, which is huge. I mean, didn't have the Raybun family there, which they're usually pretty good supporters of it. So, but it was still a really good night. It was fun. Yeah, looking forward to next year and getting more money. We are partnering up with a 501 group. They've allowed us to use their 501 for financial institutions so that we can get more funding for the playground equipment, because banks and stuff typically go with 501 nonprofit. So we're looking into that and getting more funding through that, and possibly maybe some grants. So still chipping away at it. We're looking at probably another 70 to 80,000 for the next playground set, and then the ground cover to go underneath it. So it's expensive, but it's ADA compliant and it's safe for kids, so it's worth it.
And thank you for all your hard work.
Yeah, there was a lot going on Saturday. It was good.
And I did go look at that infant swing, and it didn't have any cuts in it.
No,
But the one on this end,
there is a broken swing. That
well, it's not
needs to be
broken, it's
fixed.
just that the coupler thing that connects the chains together,
It's
it's
not
just a
there.
little coupler thing. It's not like the big C-clamp ones, and it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, it's gone. So that needs to be fixed. I noticed that this afternoon. I was going to make you aware, but you were already aware.
Already aware.
Yeah.
You're unaware that I'm aware.
Yes. Yeah, so it was a good month.
Thanks. Thank you
Yep.
very much. Emily, what do you got? Anything new?
Nothing new. I know we're going to attend. Becky's going to help us plan Plains Day next year to do lawnmower races. So that might be
Oh, wow.
something fun. And we're going to probably have a meeting here in the next month. We're going to try to get us all together, but everybody's got very busy lives this summer. And just make it and add more and more to Plains Day, and maybe look into making more events throughout the year, especially for like some teenagers, because one of the kids that works for me, I asked him, I said, what does a typical teenager in Plains do? He goes, sit at the water at fairgrounds till we get kicked out by the police and then go hang out at Tom Pop. Yeah. I was like, what do you
Well, things haven't changed very much.
No. And so I think it'd be fun to create some events for like the teenagers in town, or even people in their 20s and 30s and around that, because there's not much. So any input we'd appreciate. Maybe do some live music and things like that. That's really what we want to look into for next year.
All right.
And just to make some more fun things in town that's family friendly, and because there is live music, but it's all in the bars, and of course they don't want kids.
Right.
So if anybody has any suggestions, that would be awesome.
Well, thank you, Emily. It's been nice to have two very successful events this year. That is very nice. Gives the town a nice look to it, and we're excited about all the volunteers and the energy. It's great stuff. Thank you, ladies. Planning board. There's nobody here that was at the planning board, were they? But I know it's got names here. Planning board meeting. Lyle was there. I see that on here. The main discussion centered around the fees of subdivision and planning. There were copies of these fees from other towns. It was agreed upon that the breakdown that Superior has is better. Everyone agreed to move to this breakdown. However, how much does it cost to process the fee? ? Does the public works team have to do anything? What about making phone calls or writing letters or putting a notice in the paper? Will the engineer need consulted? What is involved in the final plat review? So all kinds of questions that they're coming up with to try and get towards their answer, because it's more than meets the eye, because there's a set price, but it's never enough to cover at this point all the work and all the background stuff that has to go in to make it happen. Is there an ordinance that addresses those who start building without a setback permit? It was agreed that the fee should be doubled. Okay. Should setback fees be raised? ? Does a variance request have a fee? Should it? Answer to this question will be brought to the next meeting. In the next meeting, Chapter 7 of the ordinance book will be reviewed. In the meantime, all the members are to read this chapter and look for things that are outdated and those which do not have a penalty. The next meeting will be on August 19th at 7 p.m. The meeting was adjourned at 8 p.m. That's also a good thing to get involved in too, if you want to sit and have a say in some of the stuff that goes on in your town. Police commission, there was no police commission, but there was a safety committee, and who all was here besides Kathy?
Tony,
Tony's not here.
Sam, and Aiden.
Basically speaking, from glancing at the safety committee, it was on risk factors and heat. Correct?
Mhm.
And trying to be proactive and not staying out in the heat too much and keeping yourself cooled down and hydrated. So very timely for that, for this time of year. Do we have any more public comment on something we have not covered or something you heard that you want to have input on? Okay, I would take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Thank you.
So